Well, this is an interesting one to unpack right here, as Bella Ramsey from The Last of Us says that awards need male and female categories. So which would she be in as a non-binary person? It's very weird, but this is the thing, is this whole made-up gender nonsense that these people do all the time, that this mental illness that's sweeping through Hollywood as these people try to be cool. You are a woman, Bella Ramsey. You are. And just because you say you're a Zer, otherkin, or whatever, doesn't mean that's the actual case. I mean, that's the thing here. And of course, they're leaning into this in The Last of Us, which is why people are just roasting the show left and right, because it is so ham-fisted. It's so bad. It's so focused on the LGBTQ nonsense that it's shocking that HBO is really going forward with just the wokest elements possible to promote their show. But I keep telling everybody, woke isn't dead. It's still here. So let's get into this right here, like women wouldn't get nominated, and why do awards need male and female categories in a binary fashion when somebody's non-binary? It's so mental gymnastics. But she's right in a way that it's better to have men and female categories, and better to have men and women separate but equal in their own ways, which kind of like flies in the face of her entire ideology, her entire thing that she's promoting, which is pretty funny. They always end up kind of telling a kernel of truth because when they're trying to like promote their messaging, because they just can't lie that hard. And this is one of those instances. So please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in culture here, especially when it comes to gaming, science fiction, and the like, which I guess The Last of Us kind of qualifies of. But I am a science fiction writer myself, and I hope if you like my commentary and my thoughts on writing and the like, that you'll check out my Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. This is a really fun space crusading series, which is would make a great TV show or movie trilogy. Instead of doing Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, they probably should have just done this because it's a coherent story. Now, like I said, really fun, action-packed. You can see that we have great reviews. So if you like science fiction, you're going to love this. Go check it out in the description below. I've got a full 3-book trilogy, and you can get it on ebook, print, and audio. Thank you guys so much for supporting our artistic ventures. So yes, this is the meme going around about The Last of Us, which is just their dialogue. You get a pregnancy test, so we're having a baby. Us and Jesse, too. We're all having a baby. In reality, it's just the black-haired girl there and Jesse, she's a female, he's a dude, and that's how you make babies. It is very much a biological thing, and I'm sorry I have to explain that, but we're in 2025, and adults don't know how that works and what a man is and what a woman is, but now we know, and so we can explain that here to the people who don't understand this on the channel. Now, obviously, the writers didn't understand this because they have Bella then go, or Ellie, whatever her character name is, go, I'm going to be a dad. So my question mark is for her, since she's gunning for awards with this, is are you going to be nominated as Best Actress or Best Actor in this scenario? What do you guys think? Would she be a dad Best Actor, I guess, or would she be a actress because she's objectively a woman? Where would we categorize this? We need her guidance. Let's see what she says, because I'm sure it's just brilliant. Because anybody who doesn't know what gender they are obviously has amazing thoughts on this kind of stuff. So she said it was important to distinguish performers as, quote, a lot of women wouldn't get nominated if there was one category for all actors. Now, so I'm like, okay, at the beginning of this, I was like, maybe there should be just men and female separate things. Now, like, as she's saying, if women wouldn't get nominated because, like, maybe that's based, and maybe we should just not have it. Maybe we should just have one category and just nominate the men who are just better objectively at everything. Maybe that's the new base take. Speaking on the Louis Theroux podcast, she said, I think it's important that recognition for women in the industry is preserved. Really weird how this person obviously is a woman, but then says she's not. Really then cares about recognizing women. It's like, what? And I don't understand. The gendered categories conversation is really interesting. I don't have the answer, and I wish there was an easy way around it, but I think it's really important that we have a female category and a male category. You might say binary options. But then, where do non-binary or gender non-conforming people fit into that? I don't know. Now, of course, the Guardian, goes with her mental disorder and calls her they, even though they is plural, so that doesn't make any sense right there. This is where we're at. We have these people who have obviously admitted that their genders are fake, that it's something that's all made up in their head, and they know for a fact that they do need to have women's and men's categories for this kind of thing, which makes a lot of sense. Where would they end up going? Well, she would be in Best Actress. I would tell you that right now. I will help you with this, and it's pretty obvious. And because she deep down knows that, you can see the way she phrased this. She deep down knows she's a girl. And she deep down knows that this is all just like some sort of thing, and it's kind of just coming out here. Very, very funny. But she's going to be a dad. So she was nominated for Best Actress. Oh, imagine that. The BAFTAs in 2024 and Emmys in 2023 for Ellie in The Last of Us. Emmys were criticized for nominating. They're criticized for it. Oh, geez. She says, I've always called myself an actor, but I don't think those words have to be taken away. Well, isn't that what the entire agenda is? To like muddy up these words and take them away and ungender words? It's gotten so absurd that you like are trying to change the Spanish language, like Latina and Latino, to Latinx, which is not a thing and doesn't even make any sense, especially given the language as it exists. This is all something that's completely mentally delusional, and we're supposed to just like accept some things and not other things, and it's like we have to hold our breath to see what this person's going to be outraged about, because we better be outraged about it or we're going to be a bigot, and if they're not outraged about it, it's okay. It's just the rules are just whatever they feel like making up at the time, and that's why leftism doesn't work, and that's why none of this gender ideology works at all. I'm so glad the United States is finally getting rid of this stuff this year, getting rid of it out of government, getting rid of it out of the military, because it's just utterly ridiculous that normal people have been forced to accept this stuff because these weirdos got together online, started watching too much pornography, and then started getting together with their little fetish cults here, and then saying, you know what, we're organized, we're a group of people now, and we're not alone, and we're not crazy, so we're going to just make you guys conform to what we want. And it's all because of the internet is really what it comes down to, because these people were not able to organize before because, there's not that many of them. Bella Ramsey standing around on a block going, I'm a they, them in 1990 would have just gotten looks, and then she probably would have had to go to therapy and fix it. That's really what would have happened back then. So if people call me an actress, I have a that's not quite right instinct, but I don't take it too seriously. I'm a dad. And so if it doesn't feel like an attack on my identity, it's just funny thing that doesn't really fit. Now, this isn't like I said, it's standard sometimes and not other times, and that's why it's fake. That's why it doesn't work, because obviously it is something. You are an actress. It's objective, and it doesn't change just because of what you're saying over and over again. The debate over gender-neutral entertainment awards has simmered for years. The Grammys, which celebrates achievements in the music industry, has been gender-neutral since 2012. And the Brit Awards scrapped male and female categories in 2022. Acting gongs have almost entirely remained gendered, although the Academy Awards were exploring the possibility of gender-neutral acting categories last year. Of course, she came out as non-binary in 2023, trying to be cool. She told them that they had never thought about pronouns previously, but chose when the first series of The Last of Us came out. And this is interesting because there was another actor from Stranger Things who was mentioning that Stranger Things and playing a gay man in that made him gay. And then, of course, Ramsey here playing a lesbian, of course, made her into this weird non-binary thing. It's very obvious that Hollywood is corrupting these kind of young actors and just making them into these fantasies where they just can't get out of them. And it's probably, and let's be honest here, these are probably all victims of abuse. I gotta imagine that Bella Ramsey was abused at some point over the way, and that's how she got to this point. We know Hollywood's filled with Harvey Weinsteins and the like out there. So what happened here to cause this? She says, I was so stressed about it because I didn't know, and I really didn't care. And, of course, she said she didn't want to be seen as trendy, as she's doing the trendy thing immediately. These people are so fake, and everything they say is fake. All this gender nonsense is nonsense, and it's utterly ridiculous at this juncture. And it's nakedly unabashed right here. You can see it in saying, oh, there should be women's categories. I don't mind being called actress. Well, wait. I thought you guys just tried to cancel us if we didn't use your correct pronouns for the last like 5 years. What's going on here? It's all fake and it's all gay. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Guys, check out some real science fiction. You're going to love this. It's in the description below. Appreciate you reading. We'll be back soon.